I've always thought that people who have hobbies were so attractive, and the more that I think about it, I realize that hobbies can make someone so incredibly interesting. Like, yes, tell me what you're passionate about. Tell me how you like to spend your free time. Because I swear, the glow that you see on people's face when they tell you about something that they really genuinely care about, it makes me happy and it makes them so intriguing. Welcome back to the It Girl Playbook. Today, we'll be exploring some hobbies that can upgrade the quality of your life. And this is something that I've been exploring for myself as well, which are these hobbies with quote unquote benefits, because anything that can be a hobby, right? Like someone's hobby can literally be watching reality TV show all day, but I just prefer hobbies that can genuinely add value to my life. And so, with that said, let's explore some of these. The first one being chess. And I promise I'm not saying this because I play chess. I'm not even a pro or anything like that. But I feel like in chess, in order to play well, you really need to learn to think ahead. What I mean by this is that whenever you make a move, you have to think how that affects your other pieces on the board and what the other player would do in response and how you would respond to those other possibilities. And so, on a higher level, it really teaches you to think strategically and plan ahead. And this skill can be carried over in almost all areas of your life. The next item on the list is learning a new language. Learning new languages can really open doors to new cultures. And so, if you enjoy traveling, learning new languages can possibly even make your travels more enjoyable. I also think that it's such flex when you know multiple languages because it makes networking a lot easier when connecting with people or even making new friends from different backgrounds that may speak a different language. The next item on the list is musical instruments. Breathing based instruments like the flute can really enhance lung capacity and bring about similar benefits as breath work. I've also been trying to learn how to play the piano, and I swear I have never been tested more on my patience. It's not easy, and the process requires a lot of patience and a lot of practice, but the work that you get to create is so beautiful and so peaceful. Speaking of peace, painting and drawing, there's something about these two where it can really serve as a form of meditation. It's relaxing, but also requires a ton of focus. Painting is one of those hobbies I first got into when I moved because I just needed wall decor and nothing I saw online suited my taste. And so I said I'll just do it myself. And so whether you do it for fun as a creative outlet or for the practicality of it, because you really can use it to decorate your apartment or your home. And speaking of art, another form of art is dancing. Dancing combines both physical fitness and creativity and honestly can build a lot of confidence through self expression and really connecting with your body. And there are certain dances, especially ones that put a lot of focus on hip movement, can help release blocked energies, as this is the area that often where a lot of women store a lot of tension and emotional buildup. But if you're looking for another form of art that has practicality to it, maybe you can try pottery. I've always wanted to learn to make pots and plates and mugs, and I love hobbies that are very practical in the sense that I can make things that I can use in my everyday life, but I just don't live near places that offer pottery classes. But if you do, I think it's something that is really worth trying as an alternative if you also don't live near a place that offers pottery classes and you don't want to spend all the equipments because it can get very expensive. You can also play with air dry clay, which is something that I've been getting into. There's a ton of projects that you can look up for inspiration on Pinterest, whether it be like little magnets or just decor that you can put around your house. Or there's like these little tic-tac-toe boards where there's all these different kinds of versions of it on Pinterest that you can make. And I think it could be so fun to do yourself, but also as like a date night or with friends. But if you're looking for hobbies that you can do more so like with yourself, I think writing and journaling is something that I would highly, highly recommend anyone to do. And honestly, I've had a very on and off relationship with journaling, but I've found my appreciation passion for it lately again and have been very consistent for a while now. And I don't want to be those people who tell you that you have to do journaling, but I really do see the benefits in it and how powerful it could be as a tool for self reflection. But creative writing can also be beneficial in boosting imagination and improve your storytelling skills if you don't want to do the whole journaling self reflection kind of thing. And as someone who's been trying to learn how to speak better, I really think writing is the gateway to that because someone once said that in order to master your tongue, you first need to master your words. For a more active hobby that will help keep you in shape, I would highly recommend yoga and Pilates. I used to go to the gym and I used to play sports, and so I was quite used to this very fast paced and very intense environment. There's a lot of qualities in Pilates that has not only changed the way that I looked, but also taught me the principle that in life, precision can sometimes be more important than speed. Doing something right is better than doing something rushed. The next item on the list is sewing. And honestly, this is something I've thought about doing because the way that I will have all of my dream clothes in my closet is not to be joked around with. And now I understand that it's not easy to learn and actually takes a lot of practice to be good at. So for those who do so, I have so much respect for you. You can literally create anything that you want in your closet. A hobby that is similar but might not require as much money to get started in terms of buying equipment, I would say is crocheting or knitting because there's also a ton of projects that you can find on Pinterest for inspiration, whether it be knitting or crocheting your own sweaters for the winter, blankets, scarves, even purses. The sky really is your limit here. The next item on the list is gardening. Gardening is something that I've been getting so interested in. I want to have my own garden when I have my family, where we grow fresh fruit and vegetables, but outside of this personal dream, there is something so energetically healing about gardening because you're reconnecting yourself to nature. And the entire process is so rewarding because you literally see and enjoy the fruits of your labor, your patience, and your nurturing. The next item on the list is medicinal soda making. Apparently, sodas used to actually be good for you. It offered a lot of benefits from the ingredients that are being used, but now it's just all full of sugar and offers zero nutritional value. And I think this would be an incredibly cool hobby to start for those who like fun drinks but are also very intentional about only putting good things into your body. Another type of drink that you can make is wine making. I don't even drink, but I've seen the process of people turning all kinds of fruit into wine, and I find that whole process so magical. This is something I might find myself getting into in the future, but I just think that it would also serve as a great gift for those of you who don't drink as well. And there's also certain wines that can be made with ingredients like ginseng that actually offer health benefits as well. And continuing on this theme of health benefits with food, sourdough bread making is something that I've seen a lot of my friends get into, and honestly, the entire process is so majestic to me. I've learned that you can make so much more than just bread. You can make bagels, croissants, and all kinds of other baked goods and pastries. And the process of how the starter is fermented actually makes it really great for gut health. And last but not least, on a broader level, I just want to put cooking and baking because there's levels to this, right? Like there's cooking for survival and then cooking as a way to get creative. And for me, baking has always been my therapy growing up. But as I've grown older, there is a lot of peace of mind from also knowing what I'm feeding myself. I live in the States and there's so much chemicals and preservatives in our food supply. And so I'm learning to appreciate cooking more. And for me personally, I don't believe in recipes and my friends always joke about it, but I feel like either way, there are benefits. If you're like me, where you're eyeballing everything, it really encourages creativity. And for my inner child, it literally feels like a game and it feels like I'm just playing and having so much fun. But for those of you who do follow a recipe, you really learn to stay organized and you learn to plan and pay attention to details. So whichever way you go about it, there's different skills and different benefits that it offers. And so I hope that this episode was able to inspire you today. If you do explore any of these hobbies, I would love to hear more about it and see it if you'd like to share. If there are any hobbies that you have and would like to share, I'd love to hear in the comments. And if you possibly want a part two, you don't have to tell me twice because I love exploring new hobbies myself too. And so, with that said, thank you so much for tuning into today's episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. In the meantime, as always, stay hot. Bye.